You know what? So people just keep emailing me and messaging me a video saying, Jerry, you need to respond to it. You need to, you need to, you need to. And I don't know what the big controversy is. I'll just have a look at it right now and... Oh. Oh no.
The following is a public statement for What Culture fanboys.
I start this video, number one, I don't really care how many subscribers I got, at least I know my valid opinion, and know my opinion, and don't need 1 million subscribers to tell me that I'm right. Number two, I understand that they get more viewership. Don't turn around and say to me because they get more viewers doesn't mean that my opinion isn't valid. Number three, don't turn around and say that I'm jealous. It's utterly ridiculous. Just because someone has more viewers and subscribers than me, it doesn't mean that I don't have an opinion. And fourth, and probably most importantly, just because I'm going after someone that's larger than me doesn't mean that I have a valid opinion. And also, I like to punch above my own weight. So, there we go. Let's get into the response. Oh, I nearly forgot. Yeah, guys, just because, I'm going after and critiquing an opinion, that doesn't mean that I personally hate this guy in this video. I just want to make that very perfectly clear. It's just for entertainment purposes. And also, I would like to retort things. So I'm retorting things, and yeah, it's not personal. It's just that, yeah, I just want to respond to this because I find the topic utterly ridiculous. So there we go.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
Oh, okay. Yes, I am finally responding to the What Culture video, so let's get into it. Let's not waste any time. Let's check it out.
Yes, 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 you've seen the title and you're mad. You're mad at me because how could I even dare utter these words? Screw WWE, we hate them. Down with WWE, boo, boo.
Well, someone seen my last video on them.
So on. Anyway, the point is it's always good to look at both sides of the argument, and that is what we're going to do here.
You don't actually look at both sides of the argument. You generalize the other side of the argument, but for the most part, you do truly believe that the ratings don't matter. See, I have respect for people that generally don't believe that the ratings matter, because, you know, they're entitled to their opinion as well as I am entitled to my opinion. I believe that they're wrong, but at least that they have the validity to stance on that. If you do truly believe that, defend yourself. Just don't play devil's advocate so that, you know, once the backlash happens, and believe me, there was 100 dislikes on this video, don't try and play devil's advocate so that you'll actually stay face. That's actually one of my critiques, especially with What Culture in this part.
It is easy to say that WWE ratings are down because less people are watching, and don't get me wrong, that's absolutely true. You'd have to be crazy to argue against that, because of course they are. TV ratings are lower because less people are watching the TV. I mean, how could you even debate that?
So, why did you title it that the ratings don't matter? Why did you put that title in? You didn't say that last time. I don't know if you've seen my video, maybe that changed your opinion, but again, in this weird thing that they're trying to make a joking way of the other side that believe that the ratings matter. But then why did you title your video that the ratings don't matter? It isn't affecting WWE. Why would you title that? It's just, it is just beggar's belief, and it's just some type of cheap tactic to stay face. It's utterly ridiculous.
However, there are other things going on here that may just make you go, WWE ratings aren't as bad as I think. Why?
They are bad. Why did you make that previous statement saying, oh, you'd have to be an idiot not to say that the ratings don't matter? Then you turn around and said, This video is just confusing. It is just utterly confusing because it's almost like they don't know what to say. And I've always come with this conclusion whenever I make videos, is that if there is a certain video that I'm torn on, I don't make the video. Because in order to talk to your audience clearly, you have to have a stance on an opinion that they can understand. Someone watching this video would be completely confused. But anyway, we will let him delve into this. Let's get into it.
I am 99% sure that nobody backstage at WWE was very happy when the Raw and SmackDown ratings came in this week. I mean, how could you be? You always want those figures to go up, so when you are talking about the lowest numbers ever, then yeah, somebody's going to be pissed off. Someone's going to be running around going, what happened, guys? What happened, dudes? What happened, girls? What happened? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? And
shut up and get to the point!
So on and so forth. As mentioned, there is a reduction in viewership. That stands to reason. Less people tune in, numbers are down. That's simple. You don't ever have to think it, and it's obviously something WWE would like to stop.
I really hate to bring this up, but literally this whole video is like trying to confuse the viewer. Like, ratings are down and people are freaking out. I don't know what to do, do you know what to do? I don't know what to do, and then, but here guys, listen. I've got this little bit of small fact for you, and I'm just building up to it. And once I lay it upon you, then you're gonna be on my side. You're gonna be on my side. Number one, you know that you don't really truly believe in what you're putting out, and number two, you are trying to not piss off everyone on your fan base, which is completely fine. That's okay, but just don't upload a video where you know that it's gonna piss off your fan base and try and see a face at the same time.
If you do look at the company as a whole, there's plenty of plus points that we have to question. For one, over the next 5 years, WWE is about to make more money than they ever have done from TV deals, and because of that, it's going to allow them to post record profits. And that's wonderful. That's excellent. That's rosy.
Now, you would think from his presentation that he would be talking about everything's rosy and they're getting money. See, he didn't outright say it, but what he's actually trying to say is that WWE made money off this Fox deal that's going on right now. And yes, you could look at it as a positive, but if Fox are now looking at the ratings that are on the USA Network, do you think they might reconsider? Now, I'm not going to say that they're going to completely reconsider. It's just that Fox want WWE under that umbrella. Fox and Disney, which is pretty much owned by Disney, they pretty much want, they've already got the Marvels, they've got all these weird shows, and WWE is something that I think Disney do want to actually pursue in the future. Obviously, Vince McMahon isn't going to give that up anytime soon. The problem is, though, is that by you saying that just because there's a one-off profit of a TV deal, which we don't even know might even succeed, that's kind of misleading your viewers to think that the ratings, just because they're poor, they're still getting money. No, it's not a guarantee that this deal could be successful. In fact, there has been other TV deals that WWE have done and they failed. So don't try and I'm not saying that the man's a liar. I'm sure he's a very nice, sweet man. But don't mislead your viewers to think that this is a good thing when we don't even know what has happened yet. The TV deal, as far as I'm concerned, is in 2019. So don't try and mislead your viewers to think that this TV deal is the be and end all and it's going to be amazing. We don't know yet. So don't make that a point, and that point is invalid.
Rosie walking through like a field with some roses. You look at the rose, you go, oh, WWE TV deals. Then you realise you've given up too much of yourself to the world of professional.
Shut up and get to the point!
That doesn't mean they can rest on their laurels. If we do get to 2024 and ever it ends, and it turns out that nobody is watching WWE anymore, then they're never going to get another deal like this again. So you've always got to have long-term planning. You've always got to be looking to the future, because if you don't, a big snake will jump out the ground and it will bite you in your...
So pretty much, and Pearly, by the way, you try to make my point, and then you, did your whole little, and try and palm it off, don't do that, mate, seriously. If you truly, again, and I hate to say it again, but if you truly do believe that the ratings don't matter, just make that point. Just make that point. We will have more respect for you if you just say it. Don't pretend to be devil's advocate, and I'm not gonna make that point again because it's just all over this video. It's deplorable.
Your ass. But as of today, WWE has more awareness than they ever have done, even if less people are watching in the traditional sense. And that's all down to social media. People share GIFs, they share videos, they share clips that will get into other people's timelines, and even if it's only for a few seconds, that human being has WWE at the forefront of their brain.
And here's where I make that point absolutely invalid. As I'm sure a lot of you are aware, we are on social media. We all are. We're all on social media. We like to go around here and check out, oh, there's a WWE video, let's click it. Now, let me show you your typical viewer. Oh, there's a WWE viewer. Okay. Oh, wait, there's an advert. Oh, wait, there's a cat video. Oh, look, Shane Dawson did his documentary. Oh, wait, oh, there's another Shane Dawson documentary. You see my point? You cannot turn around and say to me that just because somebody watches a clip for a few seconds means that it's going to be in their brain. Unlike other people that are completely obsessive with professional wrestling, we have lives, we have jobs, we have college, we have other things in our today lives. And the last thing that we're thinking of is professional wrestling. Social media is filled with other things, and in fact, there's actually better content out there on YouTube than WWE today. My main point in all of this is that to say that somebody watched a clip for a few seconds and that it would be stuck in their brain is completely idiotic. We all know how social media works. That's why I'm editing this video so that people can watch the whole video. You gotta get people's attention. WWE doesn't do that. They have a clip for a few seconds, they don't even show some of the clips on the pay-per-view, and also, and more importantly, it's liquidizing the product, which is my next point why this is invalid. Actually, just when I'm editing this, somebody messaged me and I just started messaging them, and I got completely distracted with my own video. So again, that proves the point that we as human beings can't stay in one place. We're always looking for the next thing. Which is why Mr. I forget his name, but why his point is completely invalid. Also, the most important point, and this is a point that I didn't make in my last video because I didn't think anyone would be idiotic enough to actually make, but by God did What Culture do it. They made the excuse that just because people are watching stuff on YouTube, should I say they're watching it on Facebook and the little clip on Instagram, that it's a good thing. No, it's not. At the end of the day, most of the viewers on this Facebook, I know that there's some live streams, but some of them even barely get 1 million viewers. In fact, those viewers that whenever they clip it, then that affects television completely in total. And it's just downright idiotic to think that just because people watch the clips, then they're somehow going to watch the television show or whatever. The end result, ladies and gentlemen, is that it's liquidizing WWE's product. Also, and this is another point that I want to make, is that if you have these people that are watching just small clips of the show, then they're not gonna know what was going on. Most of the people that watch these clips are usually your RKO videos, your funny WWE memes. They don't really actually care about the product in the show because the storylines in WWE right now are terrible. The fact that even after this video was made, Undertaker and Shawn Michaels and Triple H and they're all facing each other and stuff like that, and Kane's involved as well, goes to show you that the television ratings do matter. It's an element of WWE's branch that they need to further because WWE need people to watch the entire show, otherwise they're not going to understand what the product is. That's like me watching 2 episodes of Daredevil, skipping 7 episodes, and then watching the finale. You can't tell a good story when you have that format. And I understand that we're in the middle of a tech age, but maybe, just maybe, put WWE Raw on the network rather than relying on these TV shows.
And yes, that kind of attention can make a difference, and it can act as a catalyst for for people to take a few more extra steps into this crazy world that you and I watch all the time. And that's the same for these visual aids too. I know it's not the same and it's not as valuable as someone sitting down on a Monday or Tuesday night to watch, but so many fans are now consuming their content through these bite-sized means that it absolutely counts, because of course, why are you going to watch 3 hours of Raw when you know you can go onto YouTube the next day and pretty much get the whole story told to you in around about 30 minutes just by clicking from clip to clip to clip to clip?
And that's my point. Like, you're turning around and saying that people are watching these clips for 30 minutes. Honestly, if someone was casually watching this, I highly doubt they'd be watching this for 30 minutes, because there's probably better content than there is WWE currently right now. But even to take your point, they'd be lost. You understand what I mean? Like you can't, to turn around and say that a few clips can tell a story is completely ridiculous. That's the problem that I have with WWE, is that they're liquidizing their product to try and make it look, oh, everything's fine, don't worry, we'll just upload, let somebody watch the clip on Facebook, that's a viewer. That's utterly ridiculous, and that type of business model is going to fail in the future. That's why WWE have had to literally keep that pretty much a secret. That's why they try and make that excuse to those shareholders. That's why that they make the money on the shareholders, because they turn around and say to them, listen, we're watching this on social media, listen, I know the viewership was terrible for Raw and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, you know, they're still looking at clips online and stuff, it's completely fine. That type of business model will eventually fail. Either you go all in online, or you go all in on television. You can't have both. It's just utterly ridiculous. And I understand that there is people that would say, well, social media can use to discuss certain shows. Yes, that's the key. Discuss. They use Twitter to discuss a show. They use Facebook to discuss a show. Whether it's on Netflix, whether it's on television, they use it to discuss that. But to make this ridiculous statement to say that just because there's small clips on there that people are gonna get the entire story is utterly ridiculous. That's why some people aren't invested in these wrestlers, because rather than actually taking the time with each wrestler, what's their motive of going after the championship, what are they about, explain why they're a wrestler, rather than actually treating a viewer that hasn't seen it before and keeping it simplified on a TV show, that will make people actually watch the show. Even if you did like little clips online and simplified things, then that might work. But at the end of the day, WWE's product as a whole is failing. Now, and I understand with the Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Kane, and Undertaker thing, I understand that they're getting money from Saudi Arabia and stuff like that, and you know what, that's great, that's fantastic, but eventually that's gonna fail. The fact that WWE have to rely on 40-year-old, 50-year-old men for people to watch the show is utterly ridiculous. The current stars that they have there right now aren't standing out. Now, I will admit they made a very good choice with Ronda Rousey. I know that's gonna shock some people, but at the end of the day, I felt that Ronda Rousey's doing a very good job. But she has an actual background. People know who she is. No one is going to be invested in any of these wrestlers if they don't know who they are, and if they're just watching little clips online. Also, what happens if there's a match and they watch it and they see them face and say, so why are these people facing each other? Oh, it's not telling me. Oh, well, I better move on to my cat videos. You see my point, ladies and gentlemen? This type of format isn't going to work in the long term.
Or you can even watch something like Ups and Downs. That's not me trying to put myself over here, but it's true. I say it at the start of most videos. I watch wrestling, so you don't have to. So if you just want to keep up to date with what's going on, so you can chat to your friends and go on Reddit and be a part of that conversation, you absolutely can. And you never have to turn on the USA Network or Sky, or whatever other TV channel.
So your point is that you don't actually have to watch professional wrestling. You can watch someone talk about professional wrestling and watch 2-second clips on Facebook.
Other means are constantly being thrown at you. I don't think that would drastically change if all of a sudden the product picked up either. Let's say we have another CM Punk moment and everybody's talking about it. Do you know what those people would do? They would go on YouTube and they'd just watch that one specific video, or they'd see a GIF of it on social media.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my ultimate problem with this type of opinion. This is a defeatist attitude, and a lot of people might say, well, Jerry, you can't argue with him there, he's got you there. No, he doesn't. Because, and this is the main problem, why would you put a show on where everyone isn't gonna watch the full thing? That's my problem with this 3R thing, okay? These little clips and stuff, it's going to just make people watch on social media. And if you do that, it is not monetizably fucking accurate. It's not financially beneficial for someone to do that. What you want is the numbers on television so that you can make your network happy. If you're literally allowing and declimatizing these people just to watch clips online, then no one's going to tune into the full show. And if no one tunes into the full show, then that means, quite frankly, they don't give a shit about the wrestlers that are on the fucking show. That is why I have a fucking problem with this opinion. I have a major problem because it makes everyone fucking turn around and say, yeah, just to let you know, you want to watch Raw, then just watch 2 minutes and you understand the full thing. If you honestly believe that that's a valid opinion, then that goes to show you how wrestling is fucking shit today. I hit the fucking rant. I don't want it to be civilized. But this is fucking utterly ridiculous. If you seem to honestly think that people watching 2-minute clips online is a good thing for professional wrestling, you're an utter fucking moron. That means that people aren't invested in the wrestlers that they have right now. So these people with this opinion to make this argument, then by saying this, then you're ultimately admitting that nobody gives a fuck about the rest of the show, and nobody gives a fuck about the rest of the wrestlers that are on the show.
Why are you going to seek out the program in its entirety when there's no need? Somebody will offer it to you on a plate and that will be enough to satisfy you and again allow you to be a part of this community. And that's why a lot of people watch wrestling these days. They just like being part of it. They like talking to their mates about it. They like knowing what's going on.
And it's that defeatist attitude why professional wrestling will never succeed. The difference is between me and What Culture is that I've made videos as a solution to what they can do. Now, by no means am I saying that I'm absolutely fucking amazing. Oh, I can fucking control the WWE and I'll be better than what it was. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that at least I have the audacity to come up with solutions. Or What Culture are fucking doing is saying, you know, it's shit, what can you do? You know what, why don't you tune into our show? You don't have to watch wrestling. You know, just tune into our show and you'll be alright. You know, you'll be okay. Let's just watch someone talk about wrestling when we don't even fucking watch wrestling to begin with. It's a very defeatist attitude, and that is the problem with What Culture now, as well as these other fucking British channels that are going on right now. They're all fucking misleading, just misleading fucking horseshit. It's misleading bullshit. Why would you title a video that WWE ratings aren't as bad as you think, when then you do some devil's advocate bullshit? If you're gonna be devil's advocate, at least put that in the title. Don't mislead people to click on the video so that you can get the scummy fucking viewership. There you go. Fuck.
A kind of segment like that could potentially be seen by more eyes too, because the conversation will continue to grow.
But it won't, mate, because most of the WWE, whenever they put stuff out, it only trends while the show is on. Then they see another hashtag on Twitter and then they talk about that. Again, this goes to my previous argument that human beings are very distractive. Once they see something in WWE, they talk about maybe 1 or 2 posts. But that's it. Like, no one's going to dedicate themselves for the rest of the day talking about wrestling and just watch 2-minute clips. They're going to post 1 tweet about it and that's it. That's the thing. You can't just make this argument that, oh yeah, everyone's going to see CM Punk come back, right? And yeah, that might be true, but then eventually people are going to be distracted. That's what my problem is with wrestling today. It's not appealing to the casual viewer. It's not appealing to the everyday man. It's not appealing to the everyday woman. Don't want to be sexist. So it's not appealing to this demographic, and you're going to this kind of impulsive audience that you know, these types of people that go, this is awesome every 2 seconds. And also, by the way, on the subject, like, a lot of these fans that are on wrestling today are the reason why I turned away from wrestling. Here's the newsflash. I haven't seen wrestling in nearly a year. And honestly, I've seen some of these clips and I still don't know what's going on. So that's how your argument is completely invalid.
It takes is that buzz on Twitter before you are the talk of the day. And again, that doesn't help long term. And you've got to take these people and you've got to convert them into proper fans. But it's certainly something that we're able to do in 2018 that we will.
But yes, but even if you do that, okay, then that's not going to make designated fans go to wrestling. Because in order for them to be designated fans, they have to watch the full show. And even if they try and watch some of the shows and clips, they're just going to laugh and cringe because the content that WWE's putting out right now. It's not suitable for the audience. It's not suitable for the modern day teenager. It's not suitable for them. They're too busy playing Fortnite and watching mumble rappers. Like, that's what it's all boiled down to today. Wrestling is in the forefront. Listen, the Generation X generation were interested in it because it was on television. The millennial, that's when things went down. The millennial generation, in the 90s, the early 90s, they were interested. But this new generation of kids that are coming out right now don't talk about professional wrestling. And that's the problem. In order for these merchandises to be sold, yes, parents are going to buy it, but if it's too much for them, they're not going to get it. But who would you rather have your core audience for? You would rather have an older demographic that has been well paid, that is well funded, and that want to buy merchandise. That is the problem. And that is the thing that, and I think I'm the only one saying this because everyone's gone mental. That's why Righty probably left. That's why WJ has left multiple times. Because people have tried to explain this and nobody listens. Can you just listen? For once, stop being blinded by these guys, these British wrestlers thinking that they're all high and mighty. They're not. You're being climatized to do this. If you want wrestling to be better, then go out and talk about it. You can't just sit there, watch a few clips, tweet once, and that's going to be the problem solved. It's not. It's a defeatist attitude. And that's my ultimate problem with this video.
Never able to do before. But it also means a rating that suggests Raw may be about to drop below 2 million viewers is actually being seen by more than 2 million people. In fact, that's 100% in the way. There's no two ways about it. You also
see, you guys try to throw that out there and try, oh no, it's of course people are watching. No, here's the problem with wrestling today. There are people that watch it on television, mostly television currently now. Now there is people that are watching the network. They don't actually talk about specifics of viewership per video. Have you ever wondered why? Because I think WWE don't want to tell their shareholders that the ultimate viewership has dropped both online and on television. Also, believe it or not, and listen, I'm not really one of those people, but there are people that watch Raw illegally. Mostly people in the UK watch Raw illegally because they don't want to watch Sky. And honestly, do you really want someone from the UK that's staying up till 1 to 5 in the morning, even 6 in the morning, to watch a wrestling show? Those numbers are not even put into the ultimate package. So we have no way to even say that. But you would think that WWE would have the resources to find out these numbers. Why don't they post that? Because they want the shareholders to know what everything is fine in WWE. That's the problem. These illegal numbers is a key. Because honestly, ladies and gentlemen, I browsed on one of them to do research on this, literally one of the last Raws. I didn't watch the show, I just went to check the number. And some of these sites will actually have a number. That number was 200. 200 for an illegal site that was showing Raw for free. In fact, I've seen some pay-per-views prior to this to do research because I knew these fucking idiots would do another video on this. And guess what the number was? 400. So is it really saying that people are watching wrestling, or is WWE trying to hide the numbers? And this is actually a point that I have never made before, and it's something that a lot of you have to bear in mind. And I understand it's a long video, but I've put a lot of effort in this video, and I want you guys to realize, don't believe everything that you hear. Come up with your own opinion. In fact, you might not agree with me. That's fine. If you don't agree with me, that's completely fine. But don't sit there and outright lie and say everything's fine and dandy, it's excellent. We all know wrestling has gone down over the years. And these bullshit numbers of online viewers is something that hasn't been put forward in any of these sources. And that's my ultimate problem with this.
Of course, it is a joke compared to what we were used to 20 years ago. But here's a little bit of trivia for you. It ain't 20 years ago. In 1998, Stone Cold Steve Austin was running around and so was The Rock. They're not around now, so you can't really compare them like for like. Well, you can, of course you can, and you should, but you've also got to take in all these other factors as well.
And this is going to be my final point, because he does go on about other things, and I don't really, it's just pretty much the same thing over and over again. And this is the ultimate problem that I have with this whole problem with this, is that the excuse that 20 years ago, it isn't what it used to be, The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin were there, but we don't have a Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin. That is the problem. I'm not saying that we have to have another replica of Stone Cold and The Rock, but there has been opportunities that have been put forward to us for wrestlers that people can get behind, and WWE haven't executed it. They haven't executed a character that is ultimately liked, that isn't well liked. And I mean that because there isn't a wrestler currently today, apart from the old-timers, that are hitting the mainstream. Roman Reigns isn't hitting the mainstream. You know, Daniel Bryan for a part of time was to a certain degree. But there was these wrestlers that are going on right now that just don't stand out. They don't stand to the common man. They don't. And a lot of people might say, well, it's a stigma, but if you put a good story out there, if you put good characters out there, then people are going to enjoy the show. And rather than having a defeatist attitude, stop making excuses about online, stop making this bullshit arguments, stop trying to mislead people to thinking that the viewership don't matter, when in reality, all it boils down to this. WWE needs to make a better show. That's all you needed to say. You don't need this type of social media crap to try and further your morale. The bottom line is this, ladies and gentlemen. WWE, if they want to be bigger, they want to be better than the rest, then they gotta put out a good show that all the rest of the shows aren't doing. And there is opportunities in wrestling that I've actually come up with ideas with. I'm not saying to hire me, by the way. But what I'm ultimately saying is this. Don't make excuses, come up with a solution. This is General Jerry on the General Jerry channel, signing out.